Good afternoon, everyone. This is Brad Matheny. I thought I'd share a interesting little video after I went through my last week's research. So last weekend, I went and did all my research and just got done posting everything up for all my subscribers and followers. Really, it comes down to something very interesting. So we've moved. In fact, let me come all the way over here. So we'll just go all the way over here. This is the NASDAQ 100. Um, don't want to lose all these lines, but we'll just spread it all the way out. So we've gone through COVID back here. We've gone through a period of growth prior to COVID. You can see from 2016 to 2020 up into this area. And I want you guys to pay attention to this. I really, really do. I want you to look at this structure. In fact, let's do it with the Dow Jones because I think I've already done this. Ooh, wrong one. So let's go with the try the SPX. Got too much drawing on here. Yeah, okay. So we can do it here. Remove all drawings. So this is basically the look. So look at this, right? We've come all the way up off 2016. Sorry, wrong tool. Come all the way up after 2016, reached the peak in 2018, had the rotation, COVID, and then the big collapse, right? Then we had this massive rally back out of COVID, followed by a fairly solid dip, a pause, and then a rally back out of it. You know, what's interesting here, in my opinion, and I'm going to try to do this with a dual screen, is the fact that if you look at this from a standpoint of construction, meaning how the markets were constructed prior to this move and how much capital has actually been pushed into the market during this time frame, I want you to realize that we're looking at something fairly similar to this move. You see here from 2016 on up, we're going back a bit early here. This is, and let me draw it. So here's the flash crash. Here's the recovery back up out of it to new highs. Here's the rotation that we had in 1990 carrying onward. Here's the roll to moderate new highs, then the roll to extended highs here. And here's our consolidation. Here's the move prior to it from 1100, 1200, all the way up to this peak. So really, if you look at this peak, try to spread these out, get these closer to where I need this to, and really we're probably more flashed here. Yeah, so in reality, right now, where we're at right here, we're probably close to this time frame headed into the end of the year. In fact, you know, it's kind of interesting when you take a look at, actually, we're probably more so into here going into the end of the year. And here's 1994. You're moving into this sideways trend. No, correction, we're probably back over here because this is probably 2025. Give you an example. This is 2025. And where's my size? Meaning we're going to rally into 2025, maybe stall out near the end of the year. This will be 2026, in my opinion. And this will be 2027 through probably 31. So here we move into this massive rally phase. And the point behind this is that, you know, if we go right back over to here and take a look at this, my opinion, and again, this is my opinion, is that we are mirroring this same structure. Okay, we are mirroring this deep rotation here, can be seen as deep rotation here. The flash crash here can be seen as the flash crash here. the rally phase up. Notice how we rallied, stalled, pulled back, rallied. We rallied, stalled, pulled back, rallied. Okay, I get it. I see similarities. I see what is happening here. And remember, this was the Reagan era. Hopefully I spelled that right. And this was in the early 1990s. This was the Clinton era. Okay, so we had growth in capital at this time frame. We had growth in spending. Star Wars. I mean, this was a high interest rate area. We moved out of it into economic growth. We had our flash crash. We had our rally. We had our deep pullback. So here's the rally. You can see it here. Here's the rally here. Let me make this a green. Mark this as a green. You can see what I'm suggesting. After this deep rally, deep low, we rallied up to new highs and then paused. Now granted, we had the pullback, we had a pretty sharp rally out of it. We had a pullback right into November, December, and then we had this rally back out of it. Well, here's our pullback into November, December, right here. Here's our sharp rally out of it. So you can see we rally up, we pause, we rally up, and then we run into consolidation. We rally up, we pause, and then we rally up, and then we move into a bit of consolidation before we get this rally here, pausing into the end of the year, just like it did right back over here, November, December, just like it paused right here, and then rallied back up out of it into this high. This is the same high we're looking at right here. So if I were to drag this over, this, in my opinion, right here, this pullback and this rotation equals this early stage pullback and rotation. So now let's come back here and take a look. What does this rotation look like? It looks like a deep pullback. So here we have a fairly deep pullback. Let's measure this from here to here, down almost 5% roughly at this point. And from here to here, we had a move down roughly 9%. So almost double. But notice that it pulled back up. It got back up to almost new highs and then it rolled. And I'm I really do believe that we're going to see this roll up higher into potential new highs into September, end of September, middle of October, which is where we're at right here, and then roll back downward into the election, possibly down here, possibly a little lower. From there, we're going to transition into a base and move up into 2025 and 2026. And that's this same structure. That's this same structure here, moving higher. I'll make this bright, I don't know, a bright blue. That. Let's just make it a bright orange. And I'll make this a bright orange. So what I'm telling you guys is what I see right now is, and I want you guys to remember this, okay? If you look at this time frame and you look at this rotation from where we're at and how this sets up, try to spread it out a little bit, and where we're at right now. If my analysis is correct, and if we're replicating this, call it 85 through 93 time frame roughly right now, meaning we're roughly right in this same area, right where these pink lines are right now. If we're replicating that, if we're just entering into a replication of this mode, then we move into this next phase here, which is the dot-com bubble. And now up in this area where I see this moving higher, And again, it can be a very big move because remember, all of this, trying to get this to map out properly. 2025, 2026, there's our low. Spread this out a little bit, spread this out, try to get this set up cleanly. All of this is the next big .com move. Really, really very explosive, very critically explosive. And more than likely, in fact, let me redo this, more than likely, I'm going to roll into 2026 higher and then move into a parabolic move up into 2028, 2029, all the way higher. Now, why is this important? Because this means that at some point we are going to see a dominant sector, tech, other drive a massive rally phase, which may start in 2026. Now, I'm calling this the .com bubble. What it was, what I'm calling this right now is I think this is going to be the, oops, botcom bubble. I think that AI plus robotics will transition the globe into more sustainability, transitioning, shifting the way humans perceive life, work, and investment. So I think we're going to be looking at a very big, what I call botcom bubble coming. And I think this is, again, this is my guess that the next big move here will be the combination of robotics and AI, turning. Now, again, it could be in a smaller sense. It could be in a more moderate sense. It could be, replicating, services industry, cleaning, retail, what have you. But I think we're looking at some kind of a massive growth phase. And the reason why I wanted to show you guys the NASDAQ was because, the Dow Jones rallied up considerably from down in this low at 3,300 up to 11,000. So we'll do the math. That's 370%, right? But the NASDAQ rallied. Do we have NAS going all the way back? Yep, we do. So here's the NASDAQ rallying basically over that same time frame. So remember, we're back over here essentially right now. This would be the flash crash. This would be the rally up above, the flash crash, the rally to new highs, the pause, the rotation. This would be the November, December rotation of 2022. I'm going to do my math right, 2023. And then here we have the rally up to the new high, the pausing, the rotation into the election year, coming into our October, November. So this is right now, right here. Boom. Pretty much that's October. So we're right now, right in this area. And this is what we can expect. We expect a peak and then a rally, and then a roll into, let me see where we're at. So here we are with the roll, the high. So coming back up, rally, pause, rally. I may have done this wrong. We may have been in this area right here. And then that means that we have the rally up out. So this was the initial rally into December of 2024. Then we had that pullback in between. Then we had to rally up to where we're at right now. Now we're getting this blip, which will roll in September, October down to these lows, setting up a rotation, driving the move even higher. Now, what we have here with this rally is really explosive. So when you look at this and you look at what we saw as far as an upward rally from where we're at right now to where we could go, if my analysis is correct, we've got like a 1,000% rally. And from where we started back off of the COVID collapse, which was back here, we're talking about a 3,000% rally, 3,200% rally in the Nasdaq from the lows that collapsed, which would be the 2022 bottom. We're talking about a 2,600, 2,700% rally on the potential Nasdaq. Now those are big numbers, but let's just take into consideration that okay, maybe I'm onto something, but maybe we won't see a 3 or 4,000% rally. Maybe we'll only see a 1,200% rally. What do I know? What's it going to be? Is it going to be 700%? Is it going to be 300%? Is it going to be 1,200%? Is it going to be 2,500%? I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is that the replication of this process seems to me, and again, here we have the SPY rolling through this crisis, this COVID crisis right here. And again, the dates don't line up. They're a little bit more extended, but you can see the rally on up, the rolling of price in this area matches the rolling here, the rally to a new high before the peak and the collapse. The collapse, I tried to line these up so you can see them at the same time. The rally back up to a new high, the pullback. Here you go. Here's your pullback right here. So we're basically seeing this area be this area here. Then we rally up, get the pause, rally up. Here's the rally up to new highs, get the pause, rally up. So again, you can see where we're at with this. And again, if I were to come up here and get the NASDAQ, may be hard to see, but here's the flash crash from COVID. Here's the rally up. You can see it. Rally, 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 all the way up to new highs. Very deep rotation. Rally up here, pause into 2023, rally up to here and get our blip. So here's our deep pullback. Here's our rally up to this area right here. Rally up to this area. Then we get the moderate pullback, which is this low coming down to here, coming down to here, rallying up to a new high. Didn't quite make a new high, but rolled over. That's what we get right here. We rally up to a new high, rally up to a new high, and then we get the blip. This is what I think is coming. We're going to get a little blip, a little pullback into the end of the year, right up here. And if I were to guess, I think we're going to get this little rally up, pull back into the end of the year, and then start to move higher. And I think this is all going to take place leading to what I'm calling the .com bubble. And I think it's just going to be a matter of time before we determine what the driving sectors and symbols are going to be. And then we're going to look at a 5 to 7 year massive growth phase that nobody is even considering right now. So again, follow my research, pay attention to what I'm trying to tell you. This is the greatest opportunity of your life right now. May not seem like it. It may seem like it's very difficult, but if you can position for these next big moves and follow my research, pay attention to what's happening, you will understand that we're about to make a very big transitional move into 2030, 2031, 2032, maybe a bit longer. And we could see a 3,000 or 4,000% increase in the NASDAQ and various US market sectors. So be aware, this could be just incredible. And I wanted to share it with you. Okay, guys, that's it for now.